Welcome back to the deep dive. Let's talk YouTube Shorts. Imagine you've poured hours into creating one, it racks up millions of views, but, well, your engagement numbers seem kind of low. Confusingly low, even.
Yeah, or maybe you're on the other side. You're a brand putting serious ad money into shorts, seeing these massive view counts.
Huge numbers.
Right. But you're left wondering, is anyone actually watching? Is this real attention?
Exactly, that disconnect. And that's precisely what YouTube seems to be tackling now with what feels like a pretty seismic shift in how they count views on shorts.
It's really fascinating, isn't it? How just like a technical change, a metric adjustment can ripple out and actually reshape, creative approaches, ad spending.
And even what pops up in your feed every day.
Totally. So our mission here in this deep dive is really to unpack that. We'll pull from sources like TechCrunch, YouTube's own announcements, and try to get beyond just the what to the why and the what happens next.
Absolutely, because this isn't just numbers ticking over differently. It feels like maybe a new chapter for short-form video on the platform. So what does it actually mean for you, whether you're creating stuff or just, scrolling through? Let's get into it. Okay, so for years, the way YouTube counted a view on a short, it was, let's say, pretty generous, maybe even a bit unclear compared to longer videos. How did it actually work before this change?
Well, historically, it was pretty simple. A view got logged basically the second your short loaded and appeared on someone's screen.
That's it. Like, even if I swipe past super fast.
Yep, that fleeting moment, maybe half a second where your video just flashed by in the feed, that counted, which, obviously led to these enormous view counts.
Right, eye-popping numbers.
But maybe not always reflecting genuine, watching. More like passive exposure.
Okay, so that was the old way, almost like accidental views or drive-by impressions. And this is where it gets really interesting now. YouTube's changing the rules. TechCrunch is reporting they'll only count a view if someone intentionally watches the short.
Mm-hmm.
So if you scroll past super fast, just flicking through,
Yeah.
that might not count anymore. This feels like a really big shift.
It is a big shift. And that term, intentionally watches, is key. Now, what does that mean in practice? YouTube's official line is pretty clear. They want the view counts to be more meaningful.
More meaningful. How so?
Well, they want views to actually reflect real interest, real attention being paid. So yeah, that rapid swiping where a video just kind of blurs past,
Yeah.
probably not going to register.
Okay, so it's moving away from those accidental views towards more active views? Is that the idea?
Exactly. That's a good way to put it. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, YouTube says this move is partly to encourage creators.
Encourage them how?
To focus on genuine engagement. They want to reward the content that actually makes people stop and watch, even for a few seconds, rather than just, stuff that gets passively served up.
All right.
And they also believe it'll help their recommendation algorithm. If the system knows what people actually stop to watch, it gets better signals.
And can show you more stuff you genuinely like. Makes sense.
Hopefully, yeah. Better recommendations for viewers like you.
Okay, so let's think about the creators then. For content creators, what are the immediate impacts? I imagine a lot of people might be seeing their view counts drop, maybe quite suddenly.
Oh, that's highly likely. Yeah, almost certain in the short term. If a creator's content maybe relied heavily on that sort of autoplay effect or just being seen in a fast scroll.
Those fleeting views.
Yeah, exactly. Those passive views just won't be there anymore. So yeah, expect a dip. But, and this is the important part, in the longer run, this should reward shorts that people genuinely stick around to watch.
So it raises the bar.
It definitely does. It really pushes creators to, hook the audience hard in those first crucial seconds, make them want to stay.
Right. And what about for the brands, the advertisers spending money on shorts? This sounds like it could be a pretty significant win for them, doesn't it? More bang for their buck.
Absolutely. I think for advertisers, this is largely good news. If you're a brand paying for eyeballs, you kind of want to know those eyeballs are actually, looking.
Not just glazing over as they scroll past.
Precisely. So having more reliable view numbers, views that represent actual attention, that leads to much better, more informed marketing decisions. So clearer ROI.
Okay, that makes sense. It gives them more confidence in the numbers.
Definitely. Though it might also mean they need to create better ads too, ads that people want to watch intentionally.
Good point. And this update, it also seems to bring YouTube Shorts more in line with the competition, right? Like TikTok and Reels.
That's a really key observation.
Yeah.
This change does align YouTube Shorts much more closely with how platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels have generally counted views.
So it levels the playing field a bit?
Sort of, yeah. It makes the metrics more comparable across the big short-form platforms. It feels like a strategic move by YouTube to compete more, maybe seriously in that space, ensuring the way they measure engagement isn't seen as like artificially inflated compared to the others.
Right, standardizing things a bit shows they're serious about shorts.
Exactly. Doubling down, but with a metric they feel is more robust, more sustainable.
Okay, so let's try and recap this deep dive then. YouTube's new policy for counting shorts views. It's not just a minor tweak in the settings. It feels like a pretty fundamental shift.
Yeah, it really is. Moving away from just like appearing on screen.
To needing some kind of intentional viewership, someone actually choosing to watch, even briefly.
Right. And the stated goals are, aiming for more meaningful engagement metrics,
Yeah.
trying to reward quality content that holds attention.
And giving viewers like you better recommendations in the long run.
Precisely. So for creators, the message seems pretty stark, but maybe clear. Your focus really needs to be on that immediate, captivating content that earns the watch.
Makes sense. Gotta hook 'em fast.
And for brands, well, you can probably expect much more accurate insights into your actual reach, your real engagement levels.
Better data for their decisions.
And for you, the everyday viewer just scrolling through, this change really should mean, ideally, you start seeing more of the good stuff. Content that genuinely grabs you, that interests you.
Rather than just the stuff that happened to flash past accidentally while you were looking for something else.
Exactly. Less noise, hopefully more signal.
It does make you wonder, though, doesn't it? As these huge platforms like YouTube keep tweaking and refining how they measure something as, well, slippery as attention, will it actually lead to a truly more compelling digital space, less clutter, more quality, or does it just raise the bar so incredibly high that maybe only the slickest, most optimized creators can actually cut through all that noise?
That's the big question, isn't it? Does it make it even harder for new, or maybe rougher, but authentic voices to find an audience?
Yeah, could it potentially squeeze out some of that spontaneous discovery? Something to definitely think about until our next deep dive.